Okay, today we're going to be talking about alternate interior angles, and this is one of the angle relationships that you have when you have a pair of parallel lines cut by a transversal. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So here I have a pair of parallel lines, which is line K and line L, and I know that they're parallel because they have these little tick marks on them. Those tell me that they're parallel. Now these are being cut by transversal, which is line T, and transversal is just a line that cuts through it. Okay, today we're going to be talking about alternate interior angles. Now the word alternate means that they're going to fall on the opposite sides of the transversal, and interior means they're going to be in between the two parallel lines. So one pair of alternate interior angles are going to be angle 3 and angle 6. They're on opposite sides of the transversal, but they're still in between the two parallel lines. The other pair of alternate interior angles are going to be angle 5 here and angle 4. Again, on opposite sides of the transversal, but still in between those two parallel lines. So in a moment, I'm going to switch over to another tool, and we're going to investigate the angle relationships between these two angles. Okay. So this tool is called GeoGebra. GeoGebra is a great tool for geometry concepts, and I'm going to use it to draw up those parallel lines and show you some angle relationships. So first thing I want to do is I want to draw a line. I come over here where it says line, and I choose the line tool. And I'm just going to click 2 dots onto the screen, and you only need 2 points in order to draw a line. So there we go. Now next, I want to draw a parallel line. If I hover over these menus, it kind of tells me what's there. I'm going to hit this down arrow on the perpendicular line one, and I'm going to see it gives me a tool for a parallel line. So I'm going to click onto my original line and then click where I want my parallel line to be. Now, what's cool is if I change this, my parallel line automatically changes with it. And I wanted that flat. Now, over on the left here, this is called my algebra window. It kind of gives me some important information. It tells me the coordinates of all my points. It tells me the equations for both of my lines. As I work with this more, you're going to see more stuff show up over there. And we're going to use a little bit of it once we start to form our angles. So I still need to draw my transversal. Transversal doesn't need to go through at any specific angle or anything, so I'm just going to draw a line cutting through my parallels. And I'm going to put a few more points up here. I want to put a point in between here and one over here. And the whole purpose of those is just to make it a little bit easier for me to draw my angles in a moment. I really don't need the coordinates of these points or the equations for lines. I'm just going to minimize those. Okay, so let's start drawing my angles. Use my angle tool. Oh, almost forgot. We got to do our intersections. Let's do my intersections. So the intersections of here and here. Again, I don't really need these points. Now I can draw my angles. So I want my alternate interior. So I'll start with, let's not do green, it's kind of hard to read. Do purple. We'll start with this angle here. And the GeoGebra tool automatically tells me the measure of that angle and labels it for me. And the angle that's going to be alternate interior to that is going to be down here. Okay. Now, I look and right away I can see that these two have the same measurement. They're both 45.61 degrees. Now, even if I move my transversal, you're going to notice that these are still going to be congruent or have the same measurement. Now they're both 39.18 degrees. Okay, so let's test this out and see if it works with the other pair of alternate interior angles. So I'm going to click on my angle tool again. I'm going to do a different color because now I'm working with a different pair. Let's do maybe this reddish color. Okay. Let me move this label out so we can read it. So that one is 133 degrees. And okay, And this one is the same. It's 133 degrees. And so let's just play around a little bit more and move my transversal. And you notice that these stay congruent. So these ones stay 60 degrees or 60.99 degrees. These ones are congruent as well. They're both 119.01. And no matter how I move my transversal around, or even if I move my parallel lines, these angles are going to stay congruent. The angle pairs are. Okay, so alternate interior angles, they fall on opposite sides of the transversal, which is in this case line H. And you know it's H because it has the label right there. But they're in between the parallel lines. Okay, so my red ones are alternate interior, and you can see the angles are congruent. They have the same measurement. And then my purple ones are alternate interior. And again, they have the same measurement, or they're congruent, so they're both the same here. Okay, so that is a quick summary of alternate interior angles. If you need any help or have any questions, feel free to text me, email me, or message me through the course. If I'm not your teacher, you can still contact your teacher the same ways if you need help. Okay, thanks.